Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. We're just going to get through our trade positions, a little bit of news on the in other areas as well, but we'll just have a quick look. Crush capacity utilization is at 82%. We are a little bit ahead of pace. Remember there is a couple extra crushers out there. Cargill added their plant, and LDC in Yorkton expanded as well. So that's why we do have a greater number as of right now. Here's your canola, and you can see here that we're still expected to go short on November canola at 660. That's where we started. Now we've taken back some of these maximum gains so far. Still expected that the market will pull back here, and Kyle has just started including some of this here. Just what part is seasonal, what part is fundamental and technical, and it gives it a score of 19 right at the moment. So here's just a couple of charts of your spring wheat and your Kansas wheat with expectations of some targets on the upside. Only going part way back up here, but you can see he's done the exact same thing here. So you've got a long position that's in a deficit on the spring wheat, and some gains on the Kansas. Now, I didn't have a whole lot of people jump in there. I know on Friday I talked to a client and talking about getting back in. I still think I think now I'm probably more convicted that we should just get in at this point on the Kansas wheat. Just a quick look here. This is your soybean trade as well. So there's an expectation that the market is going to go down into some seasonal tendencies, just like the canola will as well. Same thing here with corn, that there's going to be an expectation for some seasonality to kick in there. Just the few things that I'm looking for that's coming out of Canada. There's some home sales that's going to come out, be released here this morning. Parliament resumes as well, so maybe the clown show basically gets started. Inflation is going to come out on Wednesday, I think it is, Tuesday, sorry, and the expectation that it's going to be lower, of course. Bank of Canada will make its rate policy change, if there is any change, on Wednesday. Russia revives barter trade to dodge Western sanctions. I thought this was pretty good, because it just goes, Putin with his lies, just saying that, hey, the economy's doing great, and then just when these measures kind of came on, especially if he's been excluded from the SWIFT payment system. China's banks are afraid of being placed on sanctions list as well. So you can see here, this is where here's where some of the trades are. They traded Chinese cars for Russian wheat. They also, another trade here, flax as well, for some household appliances. And just the other area that I'm pointing out here is another way to execute payment is via Russia's state-owned VTB Bank, which is a branch in Shanghai. And then they're using cryptocurrencies, which are based on the US dollar as well. So there's ways to get around some of these sanctions, and they're finding a way because they have to survive. Not to say that sanctions are still not hurting. Here's the article talking about involution, but basically they're just trying to get around they're trying to slow down the economy from going into a recession by anti-competition regulations. India's has a record palm imports basically this past month, and you can see that has been supporting the palm oil prices and vice the canola and the veg oil market. You can see that this is getting rain, and this is going to be without rain over the short while here. And you can see that's what's happening here. So, but hopefully we're going to get back into some harvest progress here. This is just the past rain over the last 7 days. You can see the rain, which is basically slowed down any harvest in those regions that are colored up there. And again, more rain still on its way. And here we are with just this rolling effect coming across there for the next up until Wednesday. This is the build out of rain, and you can see there's quite a few inches of rainfall as it's going to end up in just in the next week here. But when you go all the way out to Wednesday, the 24th, there's less that gets built, but hopefully that gives us some opportunity to get some harvest done. Canola currently down at 630, let's call it 637. Rapeseed is up a little bit, and with the canola being down, soybean oil is up, and soybeans are down. Spring wheat is up, and your Kansas is down. As you can see here, this is the little leg that we've got here, but we've got a short-term moving average that's put a cap on any more movement up here. So we'll see if this is actually going to go back down and into our to catch our target right at the 603 is the expectation where the market will go down to. Your Paris or your rapeseed in Europe is actually broke through that downward trend that I had drawn in there, and currently trading at 136.50 Canadian dollars above canola. Here's your rapeseed chart, so you can see over this last month, you can see that it's had some pretty good gains, and that probably all in part just demand from India. Soybean oil futures last 4 days have had some upside with bumping its head up against a couple of short-term moving average areas. Soybeans recovery on Friday, red today, with the expectation with seasonality probably still taking it down. Canadian dollar looks like it's gapped here. Now, whether that's true or not, because I'm using the second month out, so maybe the first month rolled out, and that could be the fact of what's going on there too. But currently trading just shy of 73 cents. U.S. dollar index trading downward by the look of it. Here's your spring wheat chart. It's been nothing but going down. It looks like it's trying to create a bottom here, with even some technical indicators there too. Looks like the same thing on Kansas and Chicago, and even your milling wheat in France. This still looks like it's in an uptrend on corn, but seasonality will probably kick in as soon as we get some numbers there from the harvest progress. I would imagine it had expanded over last week's 4%. We'll see. And that's all I have for you today.